In 1867, Kansas State University held its first commencement. 3 women and 2 men graduated that year. As the first land-grant university in the nation, this fledgling university had a vision of providing innovative education to all people. That early vision has continued through to the present, with over 250 majors and a diverse student body, including students from all 50 states and more than 100 countries. Becoming one of the nation's top 50 public research universities by 2025 is today's vision for tomorrow. With academic programs among the best in the nation and professors who are leaders in their fields, Kansas State University is an international leader in teaching, learning, service, and research. Today's graduates join over 200,000 alumni who are proud to call K-State their alma mater. Congratulations, and thank you to all those who have supported them through their undergraduate experience at Kansas State University.
Good afternoon. It is my honor to welcome each of you on this joyous occasion. We in the College of Human Ecology join family and friends in celebrating the accomplishments of the graduating class of spring 2016. At this time, I invite you to stand and join Rachel Hunt, a senior in music from Manhattan, Kansas, and Stephen Kuchera, a senior in applied music and accounting from Kansas City, Kansas, in singing the national anthem. Thank you, Rachel and Stephen. Please be seated. As I introduce today's platform party, I ask that you hold your applause until all are introduced. In the front row, from my right, your left, Madai Rivera, Academic Services and Diversity Coordinator, College of Human Ecology, and Admissions Coordinator for Hispanic Recruitment, Office of the Vice President for Student Life, and recipient of the Dolly Scholler Award for Excellence in Student Development. Dr. Thomas Barstow, Professor of Exercise Physiology, Graduate Program Coordinator and Director of Human Exercise Physiology Lab, Department of Kinesiology, and recipient of the Faculty Research Excellence Award. Dr. April Mason, Provost and Senior Vice President. Dr. John Buckwalter, Dean of the College of Human Ecology. Andrea Albright, Vice President, Divisional Merchandise Manager, Intimate Apparel, Walmart Stores, Inc., and Commencement Speaker. Brad Seidner, Senior Vice President and Chief Operations Officer for the K-State Alumni Association. Barbara Anderson, Associate Professor and Department Head, Apparel, Textiles, and Interior Design. Dr. Dorothy Durbin, Professor and School Director, School of Family Studies and Human Services. In the back row, from my left, your right, Dr. Shauna Jordan, Assistant Dean for Student Support and Research Assistant Professor, Food, Nutrition, Dietetics, and Health. Rachel Hunt, Vocalist. Dr. Craig Harms, Professor, Department Head, Kinesiology. Dr. Melody LeHue, Professor and Interim Department Head, Hospitality Management. Dr. Mark Hobb, Associate Professor and Department Head, Food, Nutrition, Dietetics, and Health. Dr. David Poole, Professor of Exercise Physiology and Director, Cardiorespiratory Exercise Lab, Kinesiology, and recipient of the Myers-Alford Teaching Award. Vanessa Bowen, a degree candidate in kinesiology and student commencement speaker. Dr. Bronwyn Fees, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Associate Professor, School of Family Studies and Human Services, and Karen Pence, Assistant Dean. I'd now like to introduce Dr. John Buckwalter, Dean of the College of Human Ecology, will recognize our faculty award recipients and student speakers.
While we have many accomplished faculty members in the College of Human Ecology, it is my honor to mention 3 outstanding faculty members this afternoon for special recognition. Although I will introduce them briefly, I encourage you to read about them and a brief description of the award on page 56 and 57 of the Commencement program. Faculty award winners, please stand as your name is announced and stay standing until all names are announced. Please hold your applause until all the award winners are introduced. Madai Rivera. Madai Rivera was selected as the recipient of the Dolly Scholar Award in Excellence in Student Development. Dr. Tom Barstow. Dr. Barstow was selected as the recipient of the Faculty Research Excellence Award. Dr. David Poole. Dr. Poole was selected as the recipient of the Myers-Alford Teaching Award. Will you please join me in congratulating the 2016 Faculty Award recipients? Graduates, your families and your faculty are so very proud of your accomplishments. We expect that the future will hold great promise for each of you. Today, we celebrate your accomplishments at K-State. Vanessa Bowen will represent the graduating class as the Spring 2016 Commencement speaker. Vanessa, will you please join me at the podium? There you are. Vanessa is a graduating senior in kinesiology with a focus on exercise behavior science and recipient of a certificate in professional strategic sales. She has served on the Kinesiology Student Advisory Board and is a member of Delta Delta Delta, serving on Officers Council as Social Chair, Intramural Chair, and Recruitment Guide for Formal Recruitment. Been busy. On campus, Vanessa has worked as a public health research assistant, analyzing physical activity, and as a building supervisor with recreational services, overseeing 90 student staff members at the rec complex. She plans on pursuing a master's in public health at the University of San Francisco. Vanessa is our speaker today because she is passionate about the College of Human Ecology. She sees a college filled with individuals looking to go out into the world and help others. The College of Human Ecology is pleased to welcome Vanessa as she speaks on behalf of the graduating class. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Buckwalter. Welcome to our last moments as undergrads at Kansas State University. I'm trying my hardest to be in the moment for this celebration we've all been working for. Disbelief, shock and awe, and the proverbial, "where has the time gone?" all come to mind. The next few minutes, I'd like to share how a few short hours of reading this past semester changed my outlook on the world. It's one of those aha moments in my life I will always remember. Always be a giver. This sentence, written on the inside of The Go-Giver by Bob Berg and John Mann, given to my class and I to read. After being given the task to read this book, it was just that in that moment. A task that we have all been given. Read this book and take a quiz tomorrow over the first 4 chapters. So I sat on my bed, ready to read the first 4 chapters, but I ended up completing the whole book in just one night. Little did I know I was going to read a parable about a young man yearning for the secrets of success, just like all of us. After meeting an older and wiser mentor, the novice entrepreneur quickly discovers that a true sense of an accomplishment is yielded by giving to others. After finishing this story, I found myself enthralled with the message. We can attain success by giving and sharing with those around us. Friends, family, and my fellow 2016 Kansas State graduates, we sit here today, each possessing an abundance of talents and wisdom acquired throughout our lives. Whether you are 22 or 92, you have gained a wealth of information and experienced events that have provided you with valuable knowledge. But I must ask you all, what would our knowledge, talents, and life experiences be if we did not give or share them with others? Our everyday actions, choices, can translate into success through giving our knowledge and skills to others. Career choices and degrees can be thought of not only as titles or menial jobs, but as a means to use your knowledge to help those around you. Consider yourself more than a teacher, but rather an individual seeking to educate the minds that dictate our future. Consider yourself more than a business expert, but rather a person who provides the skills needed to create a productive enterprise for the next generation. Consider yourself more than a doctor, nutritionist, or healthcare professional, but rather someone who discloses what they know to keep the bodies and minds of humanity healthy. And consider yourself more than a social worker or counselor, but rather an individual who gives their talents to maintain a peaceful and just community. Your accomplishments, no matter what profession or career you decide to pursue or have already pursued, can be built upon a foundation of generosity. Know that you can attain true success by sharing the wonderful gifts, talents, and knowledge you possess, and by always being a go-giver. So, guests and Kansas State class of 2016, I would like you to join me by not just doing something extraordinary, but by giving something extraordinary. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Shauna Jordan. Oh, wow, sorry. I don't know where this is, sorry. And she'll now recognize students with academic honors. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. It is now my pleasure to recognize students whose academic performance earned cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude honors. 41 students have been awarded the designation cum laude. These students have a cumulative K-State grade point average of 3.750 to 3.849. 29 students have been awarded the designation magna cum laude. These students achieved a 3.850 to 3.949 K-State academic average. 28 students have been awarded the designation summa cum laude, the highest academic honor conveyed by the university. These students have attained a 3.950 or higher cumulative K-State grade point average. Will the students who have earned the academic honors please stand to be recognized? Please join me in recognizing all of their Thank you, students. 7 students have completed the College of Human Ecology Honors Program. Honors Program members must maintain a 3.5 cumulative grade point average and complete a 2 or 3 credit independent project or research problems course to qualify to have Honors Program imprinted on their diplomas. Will the students who have completed the Honors Program please stand to be recognized? Audience, please join me in recognizing them for their accomplishments. Associate Dean Bronwyn Fees will now introduce our commencement speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Jordan. It is my honor and privilege to introduce Andrea Albright as our distinguished speaker today. Andrea Albright began with Walmart in 2005 as an assistant buyer and is currently the Vice President of Intimate Apparel. She is responsible for developing product strategy and executing a business plan for more than $2 billion business. As a divisional merchandise manager, she coordinates buying, sourcing, replenishment, and planning for intimate apparel, sleepwear, bras, underwear, shapewear, socks, and hosiery, while assessing and implementing new processes and brand strategies for the ladies' intimates business. Andrea received her Master's of Business Administration degree from the University of Arkansas and her Bachelor of Science in Apparel and Textile Science from the College of Human Ecology at Kansas State University. Andrea serves on the College of Human Ecology's Advisory Board and on the Apparel and Textiles Professional Advisory Board. She is a mentor in the college's professional mentoring program, and in addition to teaching, training, and mentoring for Walmart, United States, and international divisions. Please help me welcome Andrea Albright.
Good evening. I'm honored to be here. First and foremost, let me thank the students, the faculty, dean, and the families for allowing me to be your commencement speaker this year. I'm honored. Congratulations to the class of 2016. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I was going to say to you. I did a lot of time Googling and Wiki. I know that's a great research tool that a lot of you students use. And I looked at a lot of different tactics, and they really kind of bucketed it into 3 different types of speeches. One of them was kind of the doom and gloom. Everything's bad, you'll never get a job, go home and live with your parents. Ooh, that wasn't really the route I wanted to take. The other one was kind of unicorns and rainbows. You all are going to be fabulous, everything's easy, and life is going to be awesome. And that's not really reality. And then the other ones were a lot of comedic routines, which I'm not really that good at. So I just chose to share a little bit of my reality and what it was like for me after I graduated. So about 10 years ago, I was sitting in your chair. I was so excited for the future. I had my life planned. I think we all start off with a vision of our future and what we want to do and who we want to be. Otherwise, why would you go to college, right? Why would you pick the major that you've chosen? I was engaged. I was getting ready to be married. I had accepted a job at Walmart, and I had visions of 3 kids, a white picket fence, and an awesome career. Flash forward 3 years later, and I'm a single mom. I just filed for divorce with a week-old baby. My company's restructuring, and I have to make a decision on whether or not I'm going to move to New York City and stay with my current company, or if I'm going to go out and try to find a new job on my own. So I had a choice to make. A lot of choices all at once. And rather than drinking warm Chardonnay on my couch all day, I reached out to my support group and really built a great structure around me. And I learned from it. See, what I learned from this process was that adversity introduces you to your true self. And there's a lot of things you're going to learn that you're going to like about yourself, and there's a lot of things that you may not like about yourself that you're going to have to shed and figure out how to move on. You can be bitter, or you can be better. And it's important on how you react to that and how you learn for the future. So what happened? What did I do? I moved to New York. I picked up my 6-month-old baby. We moved alone, moved to New York City. I took a job, a city I've never lived in, completely foreign to Manhattan, Kansas, and Bentonville, Arkansas. Couldn't be more extreme. And I learned so much, had the best time of my life, and met my future husband. It was terrifying. Literally terrifying. But it was absolutely the right decision, and I don't look back at all. It helped me further my career. I met the love of my life, and I have 2 beautiful children now. So all this to tell you that you have a choice in your life. I became more confident than I ever was before. I was happy, and I felt more like myself than I had in years. Reflect and learn from your adversity. Keep what you like and get rid of what you don't like. Failure is real and it is inevitable. So is success. So is learning. In the end, you can learn from this and become a better person. I'll end this speech by quoting Conan O'Brien. As many of you remember, he had an epic failure on The Tonight Show. And he signed off his last show by quoting, work hard, be kind, and amazing things will happen. Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce Brad Seidner, Senior Vice President and Chief Operations Officer of the Alumni Association, who will bring greetings on behalf of the K-State Alumni Association. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, graduates. And again, welcome, family and friends. Well, on behalf of the Kansas State Alumni Association, representing over 180,000 living graduates at Kansas State, we'd like to offer our congratulations on this special accomplishment here today. We are also here to welcome you into a new relationship with your alma mater. Our mission at the Alumni Association is to lead and inspire lifelong involvement that will benefit Kansas State University and all members of our Wildcat community. I'd like to share 3 of the core values that guide us in our mission to keep you connected to K-State. The first value is link. The Alumni Association provides the lifelong link that alumni depend on to remain connected to their university. And you can stay in touch through hundreds of alumni activities across campus, across the country, and even internationally. Another value is tradition. Today you will likely celebrate some K-State traditions, such as singing the alma mater here in a little bit, or even stopping on campus to take the KSU photo at your favorite spot on campus. And the third value is purple. That's right, the K-State color purple. Because for us K-Staters, purple is more than a color. It's a symbol of pride and connection. Because when you see someone wearing K-State purple, or wearing a K-State class ring, or showing off their K-State license plate, you immediately feel that sense of family. I'd also like to share that in recognition of your graduation here today, your College of Human Ecology and the Alumni Association will be providing you with a 1-year membership to the Alumni Association. And we hope you'll always be an active member of your Alumni Association. K-State alumni are among the most loyal in the country. In fact, you are now part of one of the top 5 alumni associations in the nation for the percentage of graduates that are members. Well, that loyalty is shared worldwide by generations of K-Staters who have the same passion for K-State that you feel today as you earn your degree from one of the finest universities in the nation. The Alumni Association was also pleased to present to you today an exclusive alumni business card holder. And we hope you enjoy it, and as you go through life and your addresses change and your titles change, please be sure to keep us updated, because we want to make sure that you always stay connected to your K-State family. Again, congratulations, graduates, on this special accomplishment here today. Be proud of your university, wear your purple with pride, and as always, let's go K-State.
Thank you, Brad. To the graduates of the class of 2016, your graduation is an important occasion. Your family members and friends, many of whom are with us today, have helped you achieve your goal of earning a college degree. Will you please join me in a round of applause for them? In addition, will the faculty in the College of Human Ecology rise so that we can thank and commend you? And now, the moment we have gathered to celebrate. Will all the candidates for degrees in the College of Human Ecology please stand? By the authority of the people of Kansas and the Kansas Board of Regents, upon recommendation by the faculty, and upon completion of degree requirements, I am pleased to confer upon you the respective baccalaureate degrees you have earned in the College of Human Ecology at Kansas State University. You may now move the tassel to the left side of your mortarboard. Congratulations to all the members of the class of spring 2016. You may be seated. At today's ceremony, I invite Provost April Mason, Assistant Dean Shauna Jordan, and Assistant Dean Karen Pence to join me for the presentation of diplomas. Barbara Anderson will present the degree candidates from the Department of Apparel, Textile, and Interior Design.
Will the degree candidates from the Department of Apparel, Textiles, and Interior Design please rise? Dean Buckwalter, I present the candidates for the degree of Apparel and for degrees of Bachelor of Science in Apparel and Textiles and Bachelor of Science in Interior Design. Bachelor of Science in Apparel and Textiles, Apparel Design and Production, Bachelor of Science in Apparel and Textiles, Apparel Design and Production, and Apparel Marketing, Holly Beth Abadayan. Summa cum laude, Elena Christelle Andrus. Addison May Bethel. Brenna Marie Connor. Brianda Tiana Gonzalez. Kimberly Ann Gottschalk. Nathea Renee Hendrickson, sorry. Kelly Marie Kell. Bachelor of Science in Apparel and Textiles, Apparel Design and Production, and Apparel Marketing, Brittany Leanne Larson. Shelby Lane Schinkel. Bachelor of Science in Apparel and Textiles, Apparel Design and Production, and Apparel Marketing, cum laude, Victoria Marie Umscheid. Catherine Elizabeth Zosky. Apparel Marketing, magna cum laude, Natalie Alexis Bader. Kaylin Nicole Chapman. Keely Lynn Clarkson. Crystal Michelle Collier. Caitlin Courtney Dakin. Madison Renee Edstrom. Catherine May Fallon. Taylor Lynn Faulkner. Tanya Paola Fuentes. Brooke Danielle Hanna. Elizabeth Sarah Holsworth. Kendra Lynn Hornbaker. Brittany Michael Isaacs George. Erica Clementine Kramer. Brooke Lanou. Stephanie Thalia Larios. Cum laude, Sarah Elizabeth Pennington. Kristen Nicole Ralph. Nicole Jacqueline Reddick. Maria de Jesus Perez Roldan. Jessica Lynn Schrader. Emily Ann Summers. Olivia May Taphorn. Cum laude, Caitlin Amanda Turner. Elizabeth Ann Voda. Casey Logan Waite. Chastity Brianche Waller. Destiny Nicole Weaver. Bachelor of Science in Interior Design, cum laude, Madeline Scott Biles. Bethany Marie Brenner. Shannon Delisha Britt. Courtney Lynn Bruce. Kaylee Renee Champagne. Alina Lee Everest. Patrick Kelly Lang. Elaine Marie Masick. Ryan Page McDonald. Magna cum laude, Brenna Ray McKee. Alicia Nicole Pellin. Amanda Marie Rouse. Hannah Michelle Rubin. Cum laude, Malia Rochelle Stone. Emma Lauren Van Buskirk. Xuan Zhou. Dr. Dorothy Durbin will present the degree candidates for the School of Family Studies and Human Services.
Will the degree candidates from the School of Family Studies and Human Services please rise? Dean Buckwalter, I present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Family Studies and Human Services and Bachelor of Science in Personal Financial Planning. Bachelor of Science in Family Studies and Human Services, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Magna cum laude, Secondary in Gerontology, Katie Therese Ahern. Callie Aislinn Baker. Summa cum laude, Natalie Ann Bender. Magna cum laude, secondary in gerontology, Olivia Brianne Bennett. Summa cum laude, honors project, Carrie Grace Briggs. Cum laude, honors project, Sarah Sutton Brill. Magna cum laude, Abby Lynn Crow. Jessica Marie Domnick. Allie Morgan Dwyer. Magna cum laude, Emily Elizabeth Flood. Secondary in gerontology, Sarah Lynn Hyman. Magna cum laude, secondary in gerontology, Abby Nicole Hill. Brian Curtis Jackson. Cassandra Rochelle Kilmer. Summa cum laude, secondary in gerontology, Madison Marie Larson. Alexis Shea Liker. Faith Diane Lepp. Magna cum laude, secondary in gerontology, Kenzie Lavon McAnulty. Magna cum laude, Mackenzie Marie Mintz. Magna cum laude, Samantha Danielle Moore. Secondary in gerontology, Kayla Rochelle Pena. Magna cum laude, secondary in gerontology, Chloe Adair Pfeiffer. Cum laude, Dana Michelle Simjanow. Summa cum laude, Robin Morgan Seamson. Magna cum laude, secondary in gerontology, Krista Marie Sudbeck. Rachel Lauren Thompson. Callie Mae White. Jessica Nicole Wood. Early childhood education, Casey Lynn Braun. Madeline Nicole Davis. Stephanie Friesen. Bachelor of Science in Family Studies and Human Services, Early Childhood Education and Family Studies in Human Services, cum laude, Erin R. Hauber. Kelly Ray Lynn Livingston. Madison Grace Behrens Shea. Emily Jo Souther. Jocelyn Nicole Wilcox. Family Studies and Human Services, Secondary in Gerontology, Hope Bethany Abar. Magna cum laude, Shara K. Acosta. Cum laude, Brittany Marie Beneke. Haley Christine Burning. Laura Jo Berry. Emily Ann Bedhauser. Stephanie L. Bowl. Jacqueline Lindeen Branscombe. Morgan Marie Breckenridge. Courtney Shea Brennan. Catherine Jolene Brooks. Brianne M. Bully. Julie Ann Bullinger. Rebecca Christine Butts. Summa cum laude, Amanda Casey. Lauren Elizabeth Callahan. Matthew Denny Cantrill. Cum laude, Britta Ray Carr. Morgan Austin Castile. Laura Ann Condre. Magna cum laude, Sarah E. Constance. Brianna Rebecca Craig. Allison Summer Davis. Magna cum laude, Molly Marie DeBusk. Leah Na Lua Delafos Mafi. Natalie Vivian Didio. Cameron Elise Dillon. Valerie Jo Dramel. Mary Robin Dreyer. Alexa Ray Elbrader. Jessica Lynn Erker. Summa cum laude, Brianna Lynn Fairbanks. Summa cum laude, Honors Project, Mariah Nicole Farber. Natasha Nicole Freeman. Emily May French. Cum laude, Britley Ashton Fuller. Ashley Luann Garrettson. Cum laude, Secondary in Gerontology, Tate Madison Goss. Kiana Lashea Hamilton. Secondary in Gerontology, Laura Renee Hansen. Ellen Lucy Harley. Magna cum laude, Taylor Page Harms. Magna cum laude, Secondary in Gerontology, Victoria Lynn Harshaw. Susanna Catherine Hedrick. Dustina Beth Heersink. Heidi Ann Heidebrecht. Paige Denise Henderson. Megan Elizabeth Herbers. Macy Lynn Herrig. Secondary in Gerontology, Allison Nicole High. DeMonte Quindrell Hood. Tori Renee Humes. Emily Ann Hunt. Rachel Nicole Hutton. Rachel Catherine Ilaria. Emily Elizabeth Irons. Christy Jean Johnson. LaQuava Johnson. Carly Marie Jones. Magna cum laude, Emily Ann Jones. Erica Elise Just. Heidi Eliza Catt. Jesse Arthur King. Taylor Page King. Dana Marie Kramer. Cum laude, Connor James Krause. Jessica Catherine Kroll. Randy Lynn Lechtenberger. Emily Ann Lehman. Summa cum laude, Emily K. Londine. Alyssa Ann Loper. Nayeli Lopez. Megan Elizabeth Lund. Carmen Alyssa Maddox. Emily Caroline Mayfield. Allison K. McCall. Kayla Ann Menifee. Magna cum laude, Cheyenne Rain Menzies. Isabel Caitlin Miller. Taylor Elizabeth Malota. Kara K. Minor. Dane Thomas Moore. Secondary in Gerontology, Rachel Jeanette Nelson. Summa cum laude, Deanna Neri. Bradley Scott Newman, Jr. Secondary in Gerontology, Austin Lane Nider. Secondary in Gerontology, Hannah Marie Oberreiter. Magna cum laude, Colleen M. O'Connell. Cum laude, Caroline Rose Oberding. Brooklyn Lee Audie. Jessica Lynn Parks. Soledad Pena. Nacy Say Peters. Mariah Cheyenne Peterson. Stephanie Renee Plaska. Morgan Ashley Priest. Rebecca Paula Ram. Danielle Louise Reeves. Tessa Marie Ritchell. Anthony L. Richter. Sarah Marie Ritter. Alexandria Ryan Robison. Carly Drew Samuelson. Jamie K. Shield. Megan Marie Schoendaler. Secondary in Gerontology, Kylie Nicole Shuckman. Larry Dean Shepard. Jennifer Lynn Shute. Eliza Ray Shirtliff. Taylor Marie Seek. Cum laude, Madeline Diane Sipes. Allison Hunter Soul. Kimberly Nicole Stevens. Tony Allison Stock. Micah Ann Stutz. Erin Michelle Sunderman. Danielle Lauren Sutter. Meredith Nicole Tapp. Antoinette Renee Taylor. Lauren Taylor. Elsa Del Pilar Terburen. Angel Terrell Jr. Anna Kathleen Traxler. Elizabeth Ann Ulrich. Victoria Ann Utz. Secondary in Gerontology, Sarah K. Van Steinberg. Alexandria Renee Ware. Molly Elaine Weaver. Magna cum laude, secondary in gerontology, Chelsea Renee Webb. Anna Marie Wilbur. Brittany Nicole Wilheim. Francesca Ray Wilson. Lorraine Marie Wilson. Sydney Lucille Winston. Cum laude, Danielle Jolene Yaden. Cum laude, Corey Shanna Zarzutsky. Caitlin Zimmerman. Michelle Christine Ziska. Cum laude, Alexandra Lee Zlotnick. Personal financial planning, Aaron Reese Peterson. Bachelor of Science in Personal Financial Planning, Mariah Elise Bosch. Cole Kenneth Foster. Ashley Marie Herb. Miranda May McMahon. Kristen Dawn Payne. Hannah Irene Rice. Dr. Mark Hobb will present the degree candidates from the Department of Food, Nutrition, Dietetics, and Health.
Will the degree candidates from the Department of Food, Nutrition, Dietetics, and Health please rise? Dean Buckwalter, I present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Athletic Training, Bachelor of Science in Dietetics, and Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition. Bachelor of Science in Athletic Training, Paige Anne Marie Blackman. Callie Renee Bry. Alexis Jordan Chavez. Madison Taylor Fabricius. Shelby Ann Heatwall. Abigail Catherine Holmes. Olivia Jean Householder. Magna cum laude, Ryan Thomas Leahy. Joshua Stephen Nooch. Cum laude, Nicole Renee Perrin. Rachel Lynn Plotis. Kirk Benjamin Reapy. Lindy Taylor Sass. Kelsey Dawn Schultz. Summa cum laude, secondary in gerontology, Jessica Marie Steele. Bachelor of Science in Dietetics, cum laude, Emily Seaton Boatman. Lauren Elise Bolin. Caitlin Elizabeth Castro. Ann Elizabeth Epp. Okay. Cum laude, Lauren Corinne Fisher. Summa cum laude, Courtney Renee Foley. Allison Ray Geschwintner. Kelly Elizabeth Graham. Cum laude, secondary in gerontology, Michaela Jane Groff. Summa cum laude, Maggie Elizabeth Hall. Bachelor of Science in Dietetics and Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutritional Sciences, Gabrielle Helbush. Sarah Ellen Hinkle. Cum laude, Christy Maria Howard. Lacey Julia Ann Ireton. Cum laude, Erin Nicole Kimberling. Summa cum laude, Holly Jo Kuckelman. Bachelor of Science in Dietetics and Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Health, Alyssa Beth Lesser. Estefania Lopez. Cum laude, J.C. Sawyer Lucas. Joanna Alessi O'Malley. Cum laude, Amy Nicole Potacek. Kenneth Andre Roberts II. Cum laude, Hillary Lynn Robertson. Summa cum laude, Erica Ray Schiller. Brooke Smith. Sydney Jolynn Smith. Kara Nicole Toomey. Michelle Anaya Bellows. Nanette Marguerite Zoller. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Health, Laura Ann Atkins. Hind Ali Agarvi. Secondary in Gerontology, Honors Project, Catherine Marie Altendorfer. Summa cum laude, Sophia Elizabeth Bachman. Bethany Vaughn Burge. Hannah Schwartz Campbell. Sarah Adele Crawford. Madison Haley Davis. Secondary in Gerontology, Cassandra Marie Dean. Victoria Elizabeth Hun. Elizabeth Kate Kraviansky. Secondary in Gerontology, Lisa Marie Lang. Ashley Renee Limos. Cum laude, Angela Claire Macha. Secondary in Gerontology, Erin Christine Murray. Secondary in Gerontology, Taylor Grace Pieper. Secondary in Gerontology, Jessica Lauren Patek. Secondary major in Gerontology, Kayla Renee Rainey. Sarah Elizabeth Spencer. Sarah Stratman. Jacqueline Marie Vos. Nutrition and Kinesiology, Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, summa cum laude, Dryden Ray Baumfeld. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Aaron L. Cahoon. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, summa cum laude, Paige Elise Downing. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Corey Michael Frederick. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Julia Louise Carrick. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Lauren Michelle Klein. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Secondary in Gerontology, Austin Lee Lusk. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Brandon Alexander McBride. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Abigail Louise Owen. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, cum laude, Lindsay Janelle Truesdale. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Brooke Lee Wellendorf. Nutritional Sciences, summa cum laude, Kimberly Marie Clark. Megan Claire Doherty. Sophia Marie Hitchcock. Kelsey L. Holtman. Honors Project, magna cum laude, secondary in gerontology, Catherine Ann Kimmel. Summa cum laude, secondary in gerontology, honors project, Casey Ray Leister. Summa cum laude, Mary Kathleen O'Brien. Secondary in Gerontology, Matthew Raymond Shandy. Secondary in Gerontology, Kyle Gilbert Stahlbaumer. Public Health Nutrition, Secondary in Gerontology, Bailey Marie Bisnet. Stephanie Young Brooks. Polonia Janila Clark. Dr. Melody Hugh will present the degree candidates from the Department of Hospitality Management.
Will the degree candidates from the Department of Hospitality Management please rise? Dean Buckwalter, I present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management and Bachelor of Science in Hotel and Restaurant Management. Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, Allison Nicole Dorr. Cum laude, Ziwen Du. Evan Patrick Eisenbeis. Braden L. Erickson. Eric Allen Ernst. Mary Elizabeth Estes. Chloe Janelle Farrell. Cum laude, Elizabeth Ann Friedman. Emily Grace Glisserman. Alexis Moray Bird. Peyton Elizabeth Hickert. Kylie Christine K. Hurlbut. Alexander Tandy Little. Sarah Ann Luder. Kelly Marie Merley. Jaron Carl Pruitt. Spencer Reed Rotolo Boots. Grace Diane Stanfield. Ashley Rose Tate. Lechi Shia. Dylan Perry Young. Bachelor of Science in Hotel and Restaurant Management, Laura Elizabeth Blaine. Emily Nicole Bolton. Grace Ann Callison. Brenna Elise Dio. Summa cum laude, Kyla Ann Dunn. Maddie Jean Irvin. Joshua Peyton Motes. Taylor Michelle Myers. Madison Ray Randall. William Reed. Laura Christine Shorn. Assistant Dean Karen Pence will present the degree candidates for General Human Ecology.
Will the degree candidates for General Human Ecology please rise? Dean Buckwalter, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Human Ecology. General Human Ecology, James Richard Dawson, Jr. Secondary in Gerontology, Elizabeth Bailey Sherbet. Family and Consumer Sciences Education, Whitney Elizabeth Berg. Casey Ray Fredrickson. Kate Marie Gronquist. Sarah Leanne Liston. Megan Diane Marquardt. Magna cum laude, Kelsey Megan McKay. Ann Jo Hitz. Paige Amanda Shoemaker. Morgan Elizabeth Schock Tower. Dr. Craig Harms will present the degree candidates from the Department of Kinesiology.
Will the degree candidates from the Department of Kinesiology please rise? Dean Buckwalter, I present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology. Summa cum laude, Dylan Alexander Bassett. Natalie Danae Bennett. Samuel Warren Berry. Summa cum laude, Ross Cahan Binford. Student commencement speaker, Vanessa Nicole Bowen. Ian Bauer. Karina Camacho. Cum laude, secondary in gerontology, Molly Marie Carr. Jared Gregory Cody. Secondary in gerontology, Allie Jazz Cochran. Cum laude, Drew Allen Detweiler. Lucas John Dudgeon. Cameron Keith Dunn. Justin Stephen Edwards. Kara Kathleen Evans. Cum laude, Adam Wayne Fick. Dylan Wayne Fisher. Austin Michael Flynn. Megan Colleen Glenn. Manuel Guzman. Christina Nicole Hansen. Grant Edward Harper. Luke Aaron Hayes. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Saren Elizabeth Hobelman. Tyler John Huseman. Jordan Everett James. Benjamin Scott Jung. Summa cum laude, Jessica Grace Keeley. Danielle Renee Kenton. Kayla Marie Kern. Elizabeth Ann Katina. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Nutrition and Kinesiology, and Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Secondary in Gerontology, Derek William Loftman. Ivan Leal. Colton Todd Lislow. Sophie Lorraine Lorson. Stacy Danielle Malone. Cum laude, Haley Christine Martin. Honors Project, Jade Simone Maze. Magna Cum Laude, Katie Beth McAnulty. Cody Jordan McNulty. Dominique Mena. Kayla Marie Meskimen. Michaela Lee Methvin. Sarah Marie Miller. Cum laude, Stephanie Marie Mylan. Mikhail Neal Jr. Rebecca Lynn Niblock. Secondary in Gerontology, Brianna Marie Norton. Jonathan Hammond Ephraim Nye. Derek Jamal Parker. Dakara Rochelle Peppers. Courtney Ann Phillips. Laura Christine Pilney. Anthony Joseph Pluff. Amelia Marie Ponchur. Molly Michelle Porter. Brittany Noel Rasp. Mackenzie Kate Reynolds. Kenneth Pierce Reinbold. Erin Alicia Rink. Benjamin James Reinhardt. Tristan Marie Roberts. Joseph Arnold Roth. Bryson Dean Ruba. Romy Louise Sagan. Shailene Nicole Schneller. Summa cum laude, Alexander Wesley Smith. Justin Lance Staub. Rachel Ann Stahl. Cassidy Nicole Stecklin. Caitlin Marie Rose Sterniker. Shelby K. Surmeyer. Tana Renee Terry. Cum laude, Jacob Dan Vandervoot. Bradley Charles Wagner. Secondary in Gerontology, Lindsay Ann Waycamp. Brooke Nicole Wells. Kevin Anthony White. Kennedy Michael Williams. Please join me in congratulating all of the graduates.
Graduates, you came to Kansas State University from all over Kansas, the United States, and the world. And for an important moment in time, your lives converged in the classrooms, laboratories, and studios in the College of Human Ecology. It has been an honor for us to help you learn. Upon the conclusion of this ceremony, your lives will once again shift and change as you pursue advanced degrees, careers, and as you follow your passions through as yet unknowable life pursuits. As you start your new lives, I'd like to challenge you to do three things. First, be generous with your time and abilities. As college graduates, you truly are a privileged group. Think about how you can give back to others in meaningful and significant ways. Invest yourself in organizations that strive to make a lasting impact for the benefit of others. Second, keep the horizon in sight and open your mind. Sure, set some goals, but make sure those are high goals. If you reach all your goals, you're aiming too low. Change your mind, that's okay. It's never too late to go in a new direction. If your time after graduation is like mine, your life will be shaped by ideas and technologies that have yet to be developed. Embrace the idea that this is not the end of your education, but only the beginning. Third, fulfill your role as alumni of this great institution. Engage with the K-State graduates that came before you, and embrace the ones that will come after you. Refer a student to the College of Human Ecology, and at some point give a K-State graduate a job. Continue to support the Cats and stay connected with your K-State family. As you leave this great university, you take with you the best wishes of the faculty and staff. We wish you satisfaction, success, in all your personal and professional endeavors. Once again, congratulations and best wishes to the College of Human Ecology graduating class 2016. At this time, I'd like to invite you to stand and join Rachel in the singing of the alma mater, the first time as alumni. The words are printed on page 3 of your program. At the end of the refrain, will the audience please be seated for the recession?